Hello and good morning. My name's Kieron Seamons and we're back on the drawing table. I'm going to be doing a few more of the miniature little drawings, a mixture between A5 and ACEOs. So let's draw. Let's just have a bit of relaxed fun and draw something. Okay? Let's do it. Okay, so I've already started. Of course, the camera didn't work. So I've already done a few of them. A couple of them are very, very, very delightful. So I'd like to share them with you. Can you see that? That's the anteater. I can't turn it the other way, but I can maybe do something like that. It's the anteater, which I'm rather pleased with. And I've done a snake, which again kind of has a nice feel to it. There's the little snake. And that's an ACO size. And then I've done this absolutely delightful crab. Look at that. Isn't he gorgeous? So I'm just kind of sitting here and I'm just enjoying myself. And I'm just kind of drawing whatever size and whatever comes into my brain. I have had a couple of requests, which I may and may not get along to today. But it's all about drawing, and one of them was a monkey, and I'm going to try and do a form of monkey. And I'm actually thinking, and please let me know what you think, but I'm actually thinking about doing this set as just ink. Now, there has been a few requests about doing it just ink, and I've kind of held off for the simple reason that most people are kind of into color, and color is quite kind of dynamic when you're selling. If you don't put color on things these days, it kind of gets to look like, oh, you didn't finish it, And I've been drawing a few of them, like the crab. I mean, yeah, the crab would look great with a bit of color, but I'm also thinking, well, it would look beautiful just as a line drawing. But it's just a thought, and I really would love some opinions on it. Would you like to buy an ink drawing? Just an ink drawing? Or does it need to be all kind of jazzed up and colored up? And I guess it's quite a modern thing to be all colorful, and though to be honest, when I was kind of beginning to love artists and stuff like that, I never thought about color. It was all like black and white ink, seeing the drawing, seeing the process, and that was always quite important for me. But do let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm just trying to get some kind of monkey face thing going on here. And the nice thing about sitting doing these smaller drawings is they're quite kind of relaxing in a way. They really are quite kind of therapeutic. The way that you can kind of just draw and not think too much, not worry too much. As you know, it's so small, and you can kind of you can kind of just relax. It doesn't seem so pressured, although it's just as much work to do a small one as it is for a big one. Don't listen to all the kind of jargon that people are saying. A drawing is a drawing, and sometimes these drawings, like when I was drawing the crab, it was quite a kind of process to kind of get all the legs and the big choppers in, and I really did quite enjoy the challenge of it, especially in such a small frame, And for us kind of artists, I think the challenge is actually quite nice, you know, to think of seeing a small space and trying to put in a dynamic drawing is quite a challenge. And it's quite lovely to see that the channel is getting seen by so many different countries at the moment. I'm really getting a lot of comments from countries I never thought would be able to watch. And one of those, to be very, very honest, one of those is China. I have been getting a lot of Chinese responses and comments, which I remember back in the days when I lived in China, it was actually very difficult to see outside TV at all. So it's quite encouraging to see that they can see it, you know. I did love China. I did love everything about China. I did have an incredible time in China. And I also do kind of feel like a lot of the stuff you read on the news is not really true. It's a beautiful country, and if you've never been, go. You will have an incredible time. If you've been thinking all this time about going to China and all the news is putting you off, it's a beautiful place, beautiful people. And it's now very, very, very nice to see that they can see my channel as well. In fact, they've just sent me a documentary. It's only a short one. And it was basically about one project. It was about the King Rara project, which seems to be getting a lot of excitement at the moment, although it's 20 years old. So if you haven't seen that, even though it's in the Chinese language, it's still quite a nice, nicely put together little kind of documentary. Oh, I signed that one. There you go. It's a special one, the little monkey. I did sign that one, whereas most of the ACOs I sign on the back, if you remember. Let's do a slightly bigger one. Let's get into a little bit of an A5 type of size. And let's just let the ink decide what we're doing. As is always the best thing. It's always about kind of just letting the ink find its way almost. Okay. Could be a bird. Could be a plane. Maybe a turtle. Maybe a turtle. I have done a couple of turtles and they've been very well received. So maybe a nice kind of turtle would be lovely. But the one thing about this channel is it doesn't matter what country you're from, what color you are, what country you abide by. This channel is just free and open for the whole world. Whatever color you are, whatever race you are, whatever country you live with, whatever politics you're into, this is just a drawing channel. And I see this channel as a channel of just love, pure love. And I love cartoons, I love drawing, and that is what this channel is about. It's not about all the other serious stuff that's going on in the world. So I think you can be quite free and easy on this channel. And if anybody talks about any political views or anything, I just delete them. I can't be bothered to. This channel is about, it's about love and friendship and sharing and all those lovely words. And that's what art should be, you know. Some little kind of wrinkles on there. You know, when I was kind of getting into cartoons, I never really noticed the outside world. I still don't, to a big degree, you know. my only kind of contact with the outside world, as it were, is when I go to the park and walk the dogs, and then people say, "Oh my God, did you hear about?" No, I didn't. Well, this. Okay. And it's almost like, okay, I'm not really interested, but I'll listen, you know. And that kind of keeps my mind just free and easy, as it were, you know. I think that I generally find that the people that contact me are generally extremely beautiful people. I do find that they are very heartwarming people. I do find that they are very, 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 very friendly. And I love that about the world. I love that about the art world, you know, that, you know, I kind of see it with a lot of things. Music is another subject that I don't really think people care about where you came from, but the cool music, you know, the cool art, the cool music, that's what holds us all together. Oh, very nice kind of. He almost looks like he's worried about something. So let's let's ease his worry by giving him a nice cup of tea. What do you think? I always feel like a cup of tea will kind of solve any problem. I guess it's a kind of a very British thing anyway, you know. Oh, this terrible thing happened today. Oh, really? Shall I put the kettle on? Yeah, put the kettle on, you know. In fact, I have a friend called Julia, and we very often talk about biscuits and tea, really, which is always lovely. You know, it's just like we don't really take the rest of the world so serious. So it's there he is with his cup of tea. So do let me know what you think about this kind of ink drawing idea, and not a color drawing idea. And I will listen to you. You know, it's like if you say color, I will paint them all up. I need to put some up this week anyway. I've got a few kind of still sitting there, but I need to put some new stuff up to kind of keep it ticking along. And it's nice to kind of keep it fresh as well, keep it flowing. And again, keep the requests. If you have requests coming in, it always helps me. And at the moment, the camera is here, so sorry about that. But it does kind of, because I'm drawing these smaller ones, I need to move the camera a little bit closer. And since it's right under the drawing and I'm right on top of the drawing, it kind of clashes a little bit. So my apologies for that. So what are you doing today? What is your plans today? Huh? What are you drawing, or you got things to do outside? The sun is just beginning to shine here in the south of England, which is very, very, very nice. It is always nice. When the sun comes out in England, it's really a very, very beautiful thing. Tortoise tea. There you go. That's quite nice, isn't he? He looks quite serious, so maybe he's got something that he needs to think about while he's having his tea. All right, let's slide him up there, and we'll do another couple. These are actually quite nice because the way that they are so small does give you that feeling of like you're just kind of sitting here like a fly on the wall watching what's happening. It is quite a beautiful thing. Quite like that crab, so maybe I'll try a prawn. I'm not quite sure what a prawn looks like, but well, doesn't matter. I'll draw a prawn in my world. And another thing about China is the way that food is cooked. I used to love Chinese prawns. They were just so beautifully cooked. And it's one of the things that really helped me with food. I was never really a big foodie at all. Never really got into food that much. And I do think that by moving my life to China, which it really was in some way, it kind of taught me a lot about food. In the way that they cook food in such a way that you couldn't really say this is pork or this is beef or this is whatever. It just was like, it was just beautiful. It was just something tasty. And in the same way that we used to go to this kind of a kind of monk restaurant, and everything there was done in a vegetarian style. Obviously with the monks, they can't eat meat, and it was incredible. You would come out and you would have had such an incredibly beautiful dinner, and there was no meat at all. And the way that it's cooked and the way that it's prepared is more about taste buds and flavors than what the actual thing is. You know, you could sit and have a plate of vegetables and tofu and have an incredible dinner, you know. I don't know if prawns have those little tentacle things, but my prawn does. Let's give them a little kind of tail, because I think they've got a little kind of like a butterfly tail type of thing, don't they? That's a little Mr. Miro's. You can hear the neighbors moving around and he always kind of jumps about. Yeah, it's good to know that he's a great guard dog too. Right, a little prawn, there you are. Quite like him. Lovely. Right, let's do another one. Let's just do one more. That gives you a nice 20-minute video. And you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drawings. What can we do? What can we do? What can we do? What can we do? There has been a few of the devils that have been quite popular, so maybe I could draw another devil. I'm not really like all the devilly subjects and stuff like that, but it does make for a rather fun drawing, as my devils are never so serious. Mine are all kind of like almost like pretend bad demons, you know. As the way art should be, or cartooning should be. or whatever you would call my style of drawing, is it? It should be a fun type of approach to everything. We should be able to laugh at most things. And as always, I'm very happy to read your comments about what today's drawing is, or what this week's drawing. There's been a lot of drawings this week. There've been lots and lots of drawings this week, which I'm very, very pleased about. I do like the fact that it's been a week of great productivity. But let me know about the ink or paint. Do you want it in black and white or in color? I would very much like your opinions on that. And he's kind of like a dancing devil. And if you have sent me a comment over the last couple of weeks, I do appreciate you very much. I do reply to every comment that comes through, so there you go, a little kind of red devil. Oh, forgot his other horn, didn't I? Lovely. Well, there we are, a very, very cute little devil. Do a few spots on his skin. Lovely. So there we are. Shall I put demon on there instead of devil? Demon. There we are. So that's your drawings for today. You got 7 new drawings, and I hope you enjoyed them. I hope they gave you some part of enjoyment today. And if they did, send me a comment and tell me. All right. I would love to hear from you from whatever country and place you are. And even if it's the moon, send me a message. All right. And I will be back for some more drawing very soon. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful day.